time has come.
I'm scooching in.
Right.
The
You wait till after the 7 seconds silent.
Like way over here.
Here, well, yeah, here, take it. There you go. There's the mic.
Let's just talk like this.
Yeah. What? What'd he say? What'd he say? Look, I washed for supper. Sorry.
You would. You would go there. God damn it. We're back.
We are.
I feel like it's been a long time.
It's because of the weird recording schedule.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
What did we do this one last Wednesday or whatever or something?
Did we?
No, there was it was off, wasn't it? Did we do?
No, we had Kevin on a Friday when we watched.
It was just really late because we did
it
was Dunkirk plus that, and then we didn't put it up till Tuesday. Everything's off.
Everything's
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
That's right.
Dunkirk, Kevin. It's just a combination of bad.
Combination of bad. Bad Kevin.
Bad Kevin.
Yeah, so kind of another slow week. There's a couple things that we had.
Yeah.
But you're almost done with Dark Souls, which is what I want to talk about.
I'm so close.
I was certain
Me
that
too.
you were going to come in here and be like, yeah, dude, finished it this morning.
Finished it.
Did you get up at 6 with your coffee and all that?
Game Plus, I got up at 6. I had coffee. What happened was, I woke up.
What happened was...
What had happened was, the way my bank account was set up, no, I was really hungry when I woke up this morning.
Yeah.
I got food, and then I didn't want to eat and play Dark Souls at the same time.
It's impossible.
Difficult because you can't pause the game.
Yeah.
So I just ate, and I watched a YouTube video, and I went down a shallow YouTube rabbit hole.
Got it. Understood.
I wish I wouldn't have done. Wasted a good hour or two. Jumped into Dark Souls for 4 hours, and I'm still not done, dude.
But you're close. So.
I have to be. I have to be close.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, I have to be. The page, when you go to a bonfire of locations you can teleport to, is full. Is now full.
Okay, so I've never been that far.
I have to be close.
Never been that far.
Yeah, I have.
The farthest I got in Dark Souls 3, there's a boss fight. It wasn't that it was really hard. I died a couple times, and I just get like that with those games. I'll just be like,
whatever.
Yeah, I just get to the point. So I it's where you fight multiple enemies. Mm-hmm. They're like knights or something. There's 4 of them.
Yep.
It's in that area where you run through the woods, and there's those skeletal black armored guys.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember their name because everything had a crazy
everything
name.
Has, that's as far as I've been in that game.
Yeah, I figured.
How far is that? Halfway?
I mean,
maybe
a quarter of the way.
Okay,
maybe. I had
like 12 hours in.
Yeah, it's 10 or 12 hours in if you're doing everything that you find. And what I was having a lot of trouble with those bosses as well. What you do is you wait for them to keep spawning, and then they eventually start to fight each other. And so while they're fighting each other, you just find the one who is the main one and help the other ones kill him.
Interesting.
Yeah, I had so much trouble with that. I was like,
so you were just trying to fight all 4 of them, yeah.
4 of them. I can't even beat one.
You played Dark Souls 2, right?
Yeah.
You remember those big? They weren't that hard, but it was the same thing.
And Smog?
That's the first game.
Oh, first game. You're right. You're totally right.
In the second game, the Bastille.
Yep.
There is those big statues that you have to fight, and they have those real long, huge spear or staves or whatever. Yep. And there's 2 or 3 of them, and that's. I actually remember beating that one.
These games, dude.
I love them until I'm done with them, and I usually don't beat them.
You love them until you don't.
I'll start it. I'm like, oh, this is so fun, and I'll play the game. I'm like, oh man, this is challenging, and I love the fucking. The world everything dark and beautiful. I love the fucking knight's armor. It's so sick, and all the monsters, and I'm killing zombies and skeleton warriors and these bosses, and I die a couple times, and I get them. I get addicted to that, but for some reason, it's a flash in the pan addiction for me. Yeah, I love it for a second, for 10, 15 hours, and then suddenly I'm like, I hit something that I'm no longer enjoying.
Stress in my life anymore.
It's weird.
What happened to me this morning, which didn't even make me quit because I want to finish the game so badly, but I got too confident without leveling up. I just kept going and winning and beating bosses and going, and I was up to 80,000 souls. Which is pretty good when you're below level 50.
Yeah, but
I'm just going and I'm fucking.
Did you lose
nobody
all the souls?
can fucking stop me, and then I go. And I walk off a cliff, which is okay, I can just get them back. I made it that far, whatever. And then, so I respawn, I'm immediately on track to go get them back. And then, one small, bitchy-ass skeleton who I could kill in, one hit, just caught me in, a weird combination where I couldn't fucking do anything. And I got so angry, and he killed me, and I lost 80,000 souls.
Yeah.
And
now for like Dark Souls players, like, do you normally want to keep that many souls and not upgrade?
No, you never want to do that ever.
So,
no, unless you're like a level 130 where one upgrade point is 80,000 souls.
Sure.
Like, no, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was having fun. I had a podcast going. I was fucking playing hard, going. I was doing really well. That was my problem, and I was like, I'm not gonna fucking die. What are you talking about? Oh, gravity's a thing.
So, like, how many bosses worth of experience did you lose?
Two big ones, and then, I mean, like 3 stages in between them completely, and I was like, and just lost.
You still have, did you break down the bosses' souls?
No, I keep those.
Okay, so you still have at least the reward for killing them, to get the weapons or whatever.
Not the 10,000 I got from killing him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I kept on trucking.
I remember for some reason I really struggled with that big tree boss near the beginning of the game. He's not that hard. He's not that hard at all. But like for some reason, I had a hard time. At the end. Yeah, so you walk into this big square plaza, like sitting down. And you fight the other zombies, and then the ground falls through. He's not hard, but he would always sit on me, and I would instantly die.
He's
God damn it.
He's hard if you. Because to beat him, you have to take out, like, his limbs.
Yeah, he's got, like, those, like, pustule things.
Yeah, and you can't always reach them.
No.
Which is kind of stupid.
Like, you gotta get up.
If you have a short sword, like, you have to be in his ass to reach them. So, I just do the same thing. I just summon people to help me for that guy all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I just have, like, 3 guys who are just cannon fodder while I just kind of do my thing.
So, was that true that there's, like, a way, basically, now you don't even need, like, you can, like, the summon stones, you can, like, it's more direct now. You can just say, like, yo, you specifically join me. Like, if we both had the game, I could just join you anytime.
I think that's part of a DLC.
I don't know.
Because my brother has it. My brother, I went over to my dad's where my brother lives, and he pulled up a menu and was like, oh, create game, join game, blah, blah. And I was like, what? They have matchmaking? And then I went home and I don't have it. There's no update. So, but he owns
he's part of the Ringed City DLC, or whatever?
Which I don't have. So
maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe sometimes they'll like put that kind of stuff into the quote unquote lore, like when you beat this character, you get this thing which allows you to use the game.
Maybe.
You know, sometimes they do stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, Jeff had never heard of it, and he's beat that game fucking 9 times.
And he has the DLC, right?
I don't know if he has the newest one.
Okay. Which
I think it may be a part of. So, that's where I'm at with that. I did play a little bit of the Doomfist update on Overwatch.
Sweet. Yeah, what do you think of that?
You can't play him in competitive yet, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Just started out. He's good, and we talked about it before, and you were more towards this side, which I kind of agree with now. We didn't really need another offensive character.
We've got a lot of offensive characters.
A lot of really good ones, a lot of really unique ones, and he's good, though. He's kind of a mix between, like, a Genji and a Reinhardt, if you will. Like, it's really weird. He's kind of slow when you're not mid-air, because he has the ability to kind of jump in the air, and he has attacks that work really well from the air. Sure. His ultimate is he kind of flies up, and you get to pick a location where a meteor strikes, and it's him. But I mean, he hits the ground and damages people, and so he's good. If he has a rocket punch ability, you charge it up and
like a projectile.
Yeah, it's still you. You're kind of like just dashing towards someone with your fist out. But if you hit them and they hit a wall, it's a one-shot kill on everybody in the game except for like 4 characters. It's crazy.
Basically, other than tanks.
Basically, other than like Reinhardt. Basically, other than most tanks, other than probably Zarya, right? Okay. But that's her fucking name, I think. I never play her, so I always forget her name. But, I mean, he's good. He has like a weird 4-shot shotgun in his other hand, which is kind of his projectile attack.
Sure.
But it's only 4 shots, and you can't reload it. It reloads on its own. So you shoot 4, and then a timer goes. And
it's like a cooldown.
Like 1, 2, 3, and then you have to wait. But for only having 4 shots, they don't do a lot of damage, which I found myself not even using it. I found myself just punching people, rocket punch into a wall, and then I would get out of there. He has another ability where you attack from above, and the further you fall before you hit the ground, the more damage it does, and it's kind of like a smaller version of his meteor strike kind of thing. It just hits the ground and damages people around you.
Okay.
So I mean, he's good. I mean, right after that, I went back to playing what I know. I jumped back into.
You want to try it, and then it's like whatever.
I went on a good little winning streak.
Is he balanced, or are people dominating with him? Or?
I think no one's dominating with him. I think the one punch kill thing on most characters is probably going to be a problem.
Yeah, it seems because especially like a lot of those maps are enclosed.
A lot.
It'd be really easy to hit someone
walls
on a wall
everywhere.
Yeah.
You just have to hit someone.
And they can hit a wall. Yeah. Exactly. It's like a ping pong machine.
I think when he's introduced to competitive, that'll become a problem if they don't patch it beforehand, which they probably will.
Yeah, so they're just watching it right now, I'm sure.
And if they take damage away from that, I don't really know what else
good for
he offers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They would have to increase the damage of his shotgun. Which I think they should because he only has 4 shots, but... I'm not a fucking developer. I'm just a guy who plays the game a lot.
Yeah, so. But I mean that's enough to know basic things like that.
Yeah, But I like him. He's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool. And, we haven't been playing Overwatch.
No, we haven't in a couple weeks.
I partially like Doug wasn't at work on Friday.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't remember. I meant to text him and see if everything was all right. I don't know if he's sick or his little guy is sick or something.
Maybe.
So I just didn't get a chance to really talk to him at all. And then we were
godfathering.
Did our Mason Missed It recording.
I kept you here till like 9.
And then we went to the store and get back to 11. So it was kind of an odd Friday, but maybe we can find some time.
I hope so. I hope maybe this upcoming Friday we'll get together.
Okay.
Even a night before that.
Yeah, even before that, if we're all in the mood and wanting to play it. He was saying he wanted to play Doom Fist and try him out.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Just to see how that was going. So gotcha. I'll have to get a hold of him.
And I don't know if this is part of the update, but the Horizon Lunar Colony map is in competitive now as well.
It is, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. Yep. Very cool, man.
Little teeny changes. Nothing huge.
No?
Nothing huge. I thought Doomfist would be a bigger deal. Yeah. Maybe if he was voiced by Terry Crews, he would be.
Oh, I remember. I forgot to tell you, Terry Crews is in that game.
Overwatch?
No. The game that he was advertising.
Crackdown?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like he's like a character.
Yeah,
he's like a playable
character in the game.
Yeah, I saw that interview. I don't know what website it was. Who was doing it, but you see that crazy pause we just had there?
Yeah, it's been so we're looking at our Audacity and it's recording just fine, but the visual feedback of the audio is freezing up. And I thought it stopped recording, but it didn't. It's still recording.
Whatever. Whatever, man. Ugh. This is either way, it's better than what Kevin and I did, so.
Yeah, I suppose that's... Yeah, you guys did a recording. It didn't work out well.
We did an hour... We could talk about it now because we're probably not going to post it. We did an hour-long Let's Play of that game Gigantic on Steam, which is free. Kind of like a poor man's Overwatch mixed with Smite, if you will. It went really well. We had a lot of fun, and we had a good commentary going back and forth, and... it's both of our faults, but we didn't remember to use the actual good mic.
Yeah, his mic, blue microphone.
Yeah, we didn't turn his Snowball into the default mic, so we used the webcam mic, and it sounds like straight up garbage. Every time we laugh, it's like whoa. and then when we talk, it's like dead quiet. You can't. It's like
it sounds like one of those web videos from 1999.
Yep.
Remember QuickTime? QuickTime videos? You'd click them, and they'd be real kind of bubbly, God. And that they'd have that weird, washed out sound to it. That's what it sounded like.
Such a bummer, dude.
Which is weird because he just bought that webcam. Why would a modern day webcam have a mic that fucking bad? I don't expect it to be like this.
I think it's Logitech too. It's not like an off-brand webcam.
And that was the one that I have is his last one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So he bought an upgrade.
Yeah.
Ours sounds way better.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's really weird.
I don't know.
It's really
strange. It didn't come out well.
Too bad. But you guys are going to be doing that.
I don't know if we're going to do it every other week, and then off weeks we'll do the podcast. We'll go back to the After Dark podcast. For the next Let's Play, I haven't talked to him yet. I don't know if we're going to try it again this week or just wait for the off week or whatever. But I don't know if we're going to play that game now that we know how to play it. Because we spent an hour
with it. Some of the funny part is that you're just figuring this shit out, right?
Yeah, 15 minutes of the video was a tutorial. You know what I mean? Us what the hell are we doing?
What is going on?
Turns out it's a much deeper game than you would imagine. There's a skill cap to it and everything, like any game
anything else,
any competitive game. But yeah, that's where I've been at. Haven't played anything new. I almost jumped back into Stardew Valley.
Okay.
But I just didn't. I fucking should have. But
beat Dark Souls before you start.
I know. I know. I'm trying to finally finish anything ever. You know what I mean?
I know.
I can always start shit, but
you've finished Dark Souls before, though. Right?
Yeah. Well, not 3.
Oh, not 3.
No,
okay.
yeah. Well, okay. I beat 1 and 2. I didn't even beat 1. I beat 2 for sure. That was actually...
Go back and beat 1 sometime.
I should. I love that game, too.
Oh, 1 is amazing.
I really should. And what was cool about 2 is I beat it within 2 days where I didn't sleep because I had my brother come over. That was when what was it called? Scholar of the First Sin came out. The Xbox One version of Dark Souls 2.
Sure.
They I don't want to call it a remaster, but you got the game with the DLC and everything like that. In like 60 frames.
I think it was more of a remaster. It was not a remake.
Right.
It was a remaster.
Yeah. It is like 60 frames per second.
Sure.
It looked really good.
Yeah, I remember it felt good.
We both got that, and my brother brought his Xbox over at my old apartment, and we just set up 2 TVs and just literally played it for like 32 hours straight. It was fucking awesome. And we beat it, and then...
Dude, I would be so down sometime to, like, if you want to switch off on a Bloodborne playthrough.
That would be awesome.
That would be really
that
cool.
Would be, yeah.
You know, it'd be really even better
if
we could... I wish I could fucking record it somehow.
Yeah, we would need...
I have...
Capture card.
I have Chris's capture card. I told him I had it. I got it from Taylor. I still have it, I think. Yeah, it's right here.
Somewhere.
It's right here. It's right here next to me. It's right here. But I don't have a laptop.
I have a laptop.
You need something that can take all that data.
Oh, yeah. It has to be like a really good laptop, huh?
Not really good, but it can't be like old garbage either. I don't know what your laptop is like.
Yeah, I mean,
as long as it could run a recording, and you have room on your hard drive, you could. It doesn't require a lot of horsepower.
Yeah, we could try that out.
That would be really fun.
That'd be totally
and then if we could, and that would be the only thing is, we'd have to figure out a way to record it and our audio at the same time. So we'll have to figure that out.
We'll figure it out.
Maybe there's a way you could, I don't know, like hook up the mic to the laptop or something, and like while it's recording. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
No, we'll just fuck with it. We'll try it out.
Or at the very least, we could record it separately, and I could try and give myself a cue in the beginning, and be like, "I'm turning around now, turning around now, turning around now," and like sync it
up, yeah,
which would be hard, but we could do something like that.
Absolutely.
At the worst,
turning around now,
turning around now, turning around now. I'm like, all right, there's the now, there's the now, there's the now.
Maybe this wouldn't be quite as good, but you could record it, and then we could kind of like watch through it and kind of talk over it. I mean, like that could be a thing.
That's very true. We could comment on our own fucking.
But that would just take twice as much time because we have to go back in and watch it again.
Yeah,
you know
that's true. That's
we'd
true.
be 80 hours.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great game, though, man.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
I really should be. I own it too. It's digitally on PlayStation 4. I own it. So
okay.
I can just get back to it anytime.
It's great. It's the only one I'm beaten so far.
Yeah.
I don't think it counts because it's not a Souls game.
It counts. It's a From game.
Yeah, I love that game.
What have you been playing?
So I've been watching a ton of movies this week. I haven't played that many games, but the one thing I've been playing constantly throughout the week is Total War.
Yeah, I came in and that's what you were doing.
Yeah. Oh, so
didn't even have the decency to answer the door.
No, I thought Alyssa was out there.
She was.
Oh, okay.
I just kicked the door open. I was like,
yeah. So I just started a new campaign of Warhammer, like 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes before you got here, and you interrupted my fun.
Look, I told you 12 to 12:30. I'm a little bit late.
I started that up because there was an update like a week or two ago.
Okay.
So each faction in Warhammer Total War has like a legendary lord. Like they're like characters from the tabletop game.
Oh, okay.
They have names and histories, and they're more powerful than a normal like general guy that you'd have. Very cool. Normal lord. Yeah. That's so and every faction you start out with one. You know, you get to pick which one you start. So I started out with Heinrich Kemmler for the vampire count, the undead faction. He's a necromancer, and he really sucked before this update. He couldn't do a lot of melee damage, and he was just one of the least impressive legendary lords in the whole game.
Okay.
So the thing is, they were missing, like, I guess a big part of his backstory is like there was this ancient warrior who had been killed like several times. He had already been brought back from the dead before this. He's like a chaos warrior, and Heinrich Kemmler found his tomb, and as a really powerful necromancer, bound him to his own soul and created this like twice undead chaos vampire skeleton warrior. It's ridiculous.
Jesus.
And he is amazing. His character model is just insane.
He looks awesome. Yeah,
he looks so cool.
I can't even think of what he reminded me of, but it almost looked familiar, but it looks crazy. Like he kind of like big and tanky.
Yeah, he reminds me. I'm not super familiar with this other universe either, but Warhammer 40K, which is like the same factions but like sci-fi basically. There's like RTS games and stuff.
Oh, cool.
There's like this one faction called the Space Marines. They have this very bulky, rounded armor like that. He looks like those guys. He's got this giant glowing like double-sided axe, and he just looks. He's one of the coolest characters. And he suddenly turns Kemmler from one of the most boring fucking characters in the game to someone like, I want to play a campaign with him now.
Yep.
So I started that, and you got to see him right as I summoned him. He's a fucking
he looks
badass.
awesome. Yeah, you summoned him, and then like 5 seconds later, you won.
Yeah, I know. He came in and killed
Everyone else was like, fuck this.
He came in and he killed the legendary lord. It was really cool. Yeah, so I played that, and then I'm also, years ago now, I'll have to go look at my original save. I don't know when I started this. I probably started this like 2 years ago or so.
Oh, okay.
I started with Rome 2, playing as Rome and the Roman Empire. And, you start as your little thing, and like all Total War games, you start small and you get big.
Yep.
So, and I've been trying to... I have gone through every historical Total War game, with the exception of like the original ones.
Right.
And I've done my best to recreate history as close as I can in these games, in each campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done Rome 2, Attila. I did one of those mini campaigns in Medieval 2, and then I did Shogun 2, and then I did Empire, and now I'm on the last one, which is Napoleon.
Jesus Christ.
And so it's taken me years to do, not just... I mean, obviously I've been on and off, not playing it, not playing it. But I'm on the last step now. I'm on Napoleon. I'm doing the different campaigns for him right now. And I'm almost done, and it's been a lot of fun because Napoleon's a lot better than Empire is. And it's a blast, dude. Like just seeing those super bright, colorful armies in their rows, and they're firing at each other, all that smoke and gunpowder, and it's the sound effects are really good. So I'm almost done. I'll do a little video to just show everybody, just show it off, because it's just been a lot of fun to do, just create this.
One day, man. One day.
Yeah, it's... Dude, absolutely, man. You should play. We can play together, too. We can do co-op campaigns. We can do like what Tim and I are doing.
I would love to do that, man.
And just do our own episodes, every week. Like,
you know what are we good on Total War? Because something came up, but I don't want to forget it. I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, I don't. That was it. That's all I've really been, because I've been watching movies with Melissa after work. So the only time I've gotten time to play games, I've just hop on Total War for like an hour or so every day.
Just a little bit of time.
Yep. That's it.
That totally makes sense. As you know, as a fellow Xbox fan, every time you boot it up, they have that tab for like sales and things that are going on.
Oh yeah.
So I always jump in there, just whatever.
Yeah, just look what's in there. Mm-hmm.
Talk me out of this, please. I found Oblivion.
Oh, cool.
For like $3.
Why would I talk you out of buying it?
Because
you're going to play a game you've played before?
I want to play it again.
Yeah.
Really badly. I mean, I restarted Skyrim it had to be at least 20 times. I didn't, get very far in all of them, but I mean, just to give you an idea of how many
messing with different
fucking hours I put in that game. Oblivion, not as much. I found one character I finally really loved and stuck with him and did everything in the game. But I kind of want to jump in. I've
actually been thinking about that as well.
Weird itch to play that game again.
Dude, play it if you want. I mean, here's the question I have.
Okay.
Remember how you told me you played 60 hours in Witcher and you didn't actually make it out of the first area?
Yeah.
Do you still have that save?
I have to. Yeah, I wouldn't have deleted it.
Why couldn't you just load up the save? You've got that time. You've got that investment of experience, and you could just go to the story and just start. And
Here's
get
another
out of
thing.
there. And then it's a game you've never played before.
I know.
That ticks almost all the boxes an Elder Scrolls game does.
I
almost.
know.
And you've already got a head start. You don't have to start from the beginning. You've got a bunch of time in it. You've got a bunch of experience in it. You could go back and be like, okay, cool. You could read the last couple journal entries, get caught up, and be like, all right, cool. Well, here's the next main quest. I'll just go start and get on that and experience the game, so you can talk about it with Ian, because no one else has played Witcher. Apparently, it was this great game, but no one else I know has ever played it.
It was a great game. It is a great game. My problem with RPGs is I always have a big issue jumping back into an old save.
Okay.
Just because I'm like,
what
was I doing? Luckily, though, Witcher...
I get that.
There's not as much... How would you say it? Not like personalization as like an Elder Scrolls game. Elder Scrolls, you craft that character into whatever you want. Whereas Witcher, this is a character. So you're right. Maybe I could jump in and read kind of what I was doing, what I just completed, what happened.
Yeah, there's like a whole story so far thing that keeps track of all the stuff that you can.
Oh, well, that's really cool. Yeah, I mean that might be what I need.
I mean, I'm not saying You go play Oblivion.
Basically, what you're saying is if I don't beat this game, I cannot come back to the podcast.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying, because you're thinking, like, I don't want to play... I'm in the mood to play Oblivion, but I don't want to because I've already played it. Yeah. And, like, there are other incredible games that would probably scratch that same itch. You already own Witcher, so you don't even have to spend any money.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm just saying.
I mean...
I think you would... I think that, like, right now you don't know that you should be regretting not playing that game. Like, it's basically...
I know.
Like, talking to you, it's like someone saying, like, dude, I played, like, the intro to Last of Us, man. I've done it.
No, we know that guy.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we know that.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Yes, it is. I know it's not the same thing.
The intro to Last of Us is not 60 hours long. There is that, although
right,
what I was doing during that 60 hours.
Yeah, exactly. But the principle of it is like I played up to the point where you first meet Ellie,
and then just stop.
Playing.
I agree with you. I want to make it very clear. I agree with you. You're totally right.
I just want you. I just don't want you to think I'm not like giving you shit in like a negative way.
No, it is.
I'm just saying. I think you'd really like it.
I think you're right.
That's all I'm saying.
I know.
Just because you like those kind of games, and that's kind of like top of the class.
You know what I want to do? You know what I want next?
What's that?
A new controller.
Yes, you should get one of the updated like S controllers.
Oh, I'm gonna order a Design Labs controller.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'm not.
Fuck yeah, I can't wait to see what
mine will probably be like 80 or 90. I don't think I'm gonna do the engraving because I can't decide on a goddamn gamer tag.
But still the same. I was like, "Where's the tree name
Mason?"
A
tree name Mason, dude. I'm back and forth with that.
Okay.
And I do have a thing
Over
for
Mason?
Freemason. I like.
Freemason.
I kind of
cool.
like Freemason.
I like that. I bet that's taken, so you have to mess with it.
I would have to be like Freemason 81, which is a number I use for like everything, or maybe change some capitalization. But you don't hate Freemason?
No.
All right. We have a running endorsement from Ian Williams.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I can look at it and pronounce it immediately.
That's a plus.
I'm like, Freemason, cool.
That's a plus, you're right. That's probably what I'll end up going with.
And, like, usually, I don't know how, like, the rare occasions in which I do play online with randos, and they're actually speaking to me, I will usually find a specific part of their name and call them that.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes they're kind of long.
They are long, yeah.
You know, so I'll if it's like a 3-parter, I'll find part of it that says like Grave, and I'll be like, "Hey, Grave,"
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
totally.
They know I'm talking to them, but I'm not saying the whole thing. So I bet if you put Freemason, people would start calling you Mason.
Mason, that'd be perfect.
I bet you they would.
That'd be perfect. I already know that name.
And then a tree named Mason, same thing.
A tree named Mason. People be like,
call you a tree or
hey,
call
a tree.
Yeah.
Hey, tree. Yeah, I like them both, and here's why I like a tree named Mason a little bit more. Because it offers that kind of mystery that nobody fucking knows why I named myself that. And I can just giggle about it and not tell anyone.
Plus, for me, the reason that it has a slight advantage is because it's one of my favorite kinds of gamer tags where it works with the multiplayer
Killed
kill
by
sense.
a tree named Mason.
I love those that work.
I keep forgetting
Killed
about
by
that.
a tree named Mason.
God. People would... Oh, my God. That'd be awesome.
A tree named Mason has captured the flag.
It works, man. It's perfect.
It does. I need to bug Kevin.
For what?
I bought... Alyssa and I bought him a copy of Gears of War 4. He's a big Gears guy. I know he's not into consoles anymore. He's done with consoles. I get that. I understand. But him and I used to play like Gears all the time. Him and I played through all 3 of them together.
Oh, really?
When we lived together, we were huge fans of those games. So I've been bugging him. And it's my fault, too. I haven't been bugging him enough. I mean, I went and just played fucking Total War.
Right,
I could have just texted him.
You know you have to be on him.
It's one of those things. Well, both of us. So, but that's something I really want to do is play. Gears 4 is not very long. It's only like... The campaign was only like 6 or 7 hours long.
Really?
Yeah, it's very short. But it was decent.
Yeah.
It was very decent. So
you've beaten it already?
Yeah, Alyssa and I played it together on split screen when it first came out.
Nice.
And I have kept it installed on my hard drive all this time because I knew that I was going to get it for Kevin for his birthday back in October.
Yeah.
And we got it for him, and we never played it.
Dude.
I don't blame him for not playing it without me either. So it's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because I told him I want to play this. He's like, all right, so he threw it down because he wasn't going to play it now. So it's like this weird thing where
you both have to get together and
sit
come
down.
to that agreement. And
so
sit
maybe
down,
maybe tonight. Maybe tonight. I'm going to text him and see if he wants to play tonight. Because I'm in the mood. It's a really fun game. It was.
Dude, remember Gears 2?
I love Gears 2 and 3. Honestly, I loved all 3 of those games.
Gears 1 is good too, but 2 and 3 are just my god.
One was good because it was the first game for me. It and Oblivion. Both came out that same year.
Yeah.
And those were like those two games defined like HD gaming. Like, this is a legit step up.
It's just hard to believe that Oblivion defines HD gaming, but at one time it did. You're right.
Go look
You're
at
totally
Marlon.
right. You're right. No,
Holy
you're totally
shit.
Right. You're totally right, dude.
Marlon looks like someone took a shit on my monitor and wiped it around. And I love that game.
And wiped it around.
But it looks horrifically bad. And all those games from that era do.
Yeah.
And Oblivion looks bad now. But it was the first time it was 720p. Like, native resolution. Running a solid 30 frames a second. Like,
God.
It was on a big... my dad bought a big 1080i... Not 1080p.
Wait a minute.
1080i projection television. It was like 60 inches.
Oh my god.
So it stood on the ground.
Yeah.
It stood on the ground, but it was big. It was like, and it was big. It was fat.
It was like a box. Right?
It was in this back, but it was a flat screen. We bought it in like 2005 or 6.
That's awesome.
Dude. And maybe about a little later, because I remember I went back and put Oblivion on. I was like, this is amazing! So I remember just freaking out over that big old TV.
God.
So
I will not play Oblivion again. I will not play. I want to do something.
I get it. I because I was recently considering it too. Actually, I was like, oh, that'd be fun to go back and play Oblivion. But I'm like, dude, I have Elder Scrolls Online.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
And it's all this experience I've never had before, and I've enjoyed it as I played it, so I need to jump back into that soon. Now, I have been playing a little bit of Skyrim, because I want all those achievements.
Yeah,
I want, because Oblivion's the only other game I have 100%, so I do...
Where would you say you're at?
Oh, not too far. What I'm going to do with Skyrim is the same thing I'm going to do with Elder Scrolls, which is they're just always going to be on there, and it'll take me years, probably. I'll just
3 years from now. I beat Skyrim.
Just jump in, play. You know what I mean? Like
That's
when I'm not in the mood for anything else, or when I'm or when there's nothing out or whatever. So,
that's awesome.
There's still games from this year that I want to play. Fuck, I haven't done my Mass Effect review. Oh.
It's okay.
Oh, it's not. Okay. I'm going to do it. It's just not I've started a couple times. Like, nope, delete.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
I can't. I don't know how to start it. I don't know how to do it. I might honestly. Not because I'm lazy. I might just do a free talking one and just break it down real fast. Because I can't.
You should. You can
put it into words.
Riff on that for like 20 minutes. I guarantee you could. So like, not even that you would need 20 minutes. I mean, maybe 8 or 9 or 10. You could. Yeah, you could.
I might just do that. Just sit down and just
do it right now.
No,
not right now.
Okay. I want to create a separate one. I just don't want it to. Like sometimes when you do that, you have these moments where you stutter or you're coming up with your next thought, and it doesn't sound as good when you're reading the freaking paper that you wrote.
No, I agree, but I think your most legitimate reaction would come right off the top of your head.
Yeah, I think for whatever reason, like that's not like Horizon was easy for me to write it. I wrote that in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, because you knew how you felt about that.
It was just, and there were specific things I remembered. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. And it was Mass Effect. I'm just like, I mean,
there's a roller coaster.
It's a giant toy box. Full of really cool toys and like the shittiest Arby's and McDonald's like kids toys,
right?
And like trying to pull them all out of there and talk about them all is just really hard for me.
No, that makes sense.
So
totally makes sense. Do you want to jump into some of the news?
Yeah, we had a couple. Doomfist was one of them. So we kind of already covered that.
Oh yeah.
Really,
what did you text to me?
The other one that just made me laugh out loud at work while looking at GameSpot was that I don't even need to read it. Ubisoft is going to add dedicated servers to For Honor.
Oh my god.
Let's see. What is it? It's July 29th as of the recording.
You're stressing me out, dude.
So this game came out in February.
February?
5 months later, they're like, let's add dedicated servers.
Let's do that thing everyone was complaining about when it came out. Now we have
you guys.
A fraction of the player base.
Yeah, and and because it's such a specific skill set, people who are playing it now are fucking badass. It's going to make it impossible for anyone new to get involved.
Yeah.
Because they're going to go on, they're going to get destroyed. They're all going to be level
200 and fucking...
Just annihilated. Annihilated the second they come on. Because there was a moment where I was like, ooh. Like, there was a second where I was like, I kind of want to play it. And then I was like, but then I was like, it's going to be impossible to play.
Dude, okay. Hold on, though. Because I kind of had that exact same reaction. Because I saw it too. Either you texted it to me or I was on GameSpot. I do go on there at work as well. And I saw that they added dedicated servers. And I was like, wait. This could work.
Yeah.
But then 2 seconds later, I was like, oh, God, I just have such a bad taste in it now that was left from that game, and I'm like, but it was so much fun.
It was.
When it worked, it was so much fun.
Yeah, it was a blast, and it would probably work now.
It would probably be fun. We got to figure something out.
Maybe. Here's the thing is for me, the competitive multiplayer is just... We would get so fucking dominated.
Do you think
I don't remember how to play that game.
We did well.
Yeah, but there's still people. There are people on there. The only people left on there are the ones who have been playing since February.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that is a game like a fighting game where practice makes perfect.
Yep, you get your Mortal Kombat Jeff people who have been playing for 30 years. And
yeah.
I was going to ask you...
but it would be fun to get back on and spar and fight each other.
Yeah, man, I thought so. And I was going to ask your opinion on this as well, as if you thought... not even an announcement, really, but this news would bring back... players and maybe a new player base.
It could very well.
Who heard the bad. You know, some people wait after a game comes out to hear the bad, and that's, I guarantee, the bad that they heard, and now that it's being fixed, I mean, I wonder if that would bring people back.
Is it, for you personally, do you see it as like what we were talking about, like you want to get back on there, or you feel like you were slighted by it, and you're like, fuck you guys, 5 months later, now you're giving me the ability to play the fucking game?
I feel 100% both. I feel like if I played it, I'd be giving them a hand job. You know what I mean? Kind of thing, like they fucked me, and now they're still getting what they want, because I would have to go buy it again, because I don't own it anymore. I would have to go buy it again, and I'd play it, and I would do them a favor, and give them money, and blah, 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 which I don't want to do for what they did, but the other part of me is like, well, that sounds really fun. And I really enjoyed it when me, you, and Kevin were on there, and we were communicating, and it worked well, or we were just fighting each other, or whatever. I really had a good time.
Yeah.
So there's two parts of me. Maybe we could get it with Kevin on this if he's willing to pick up a controller.
Maybe,
which I don't know either. He's sworn off of consoles.
Is he going to sell his consoles?
He has sworn off. I doubt it. So I don't know to what extent swearing off of them is for him.
I mean, because I know he's going to play Gears of War with me.
Yeah.
I know he'll do that.
Okay, well, then we heard two different stories.
Well, I mean, I just talked about it last week. He's like, I'll play it.
Yeah, and like the week before that.
But
that
could just be because I bought it for him.
Totally.
And he's like,
that makes sense.
Doesn't want to be a jerk and say
totally
no.
Makes sense.
Because he's not that mean.
Yep, I would feel the same way.
Ubisoft had a little quote that kind of pissed me off about this.
Oh no!
They told GameSpot that the dedicated servers will improve stability.
Oh, you think?
But it will also remove some irritations that players could have. Some that we could possibly might have had.
Oh my god! Almost every game. Some nights.
I still remember the last time we played, we got disconnected from 6 consecutive matches.
Oh my god, dude!
And we all said, "Nope, done." Turn it off. I uninstalled it right then.
Did you really?
Yes.
And we never played it.
Do you remember? Like, you guys were more. I was more mad than you were at the time. Like, I think you guys
at the time. Yeah.
You guys had fallen. We had the opposite reaction.
Yeah.
You were more mad earlier on because you were in the mood to play, and I was like, "Oh, it's all good. We'll figure it out." And then as it kept happening, you guys just were giving up. You were getting apathetic. Like, oh, this just sucks. I was getting more and more angry. I paid $60 for this shirt. I was getting really mad. So like that 6th game, I said, no, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I turned it off. I went into my Xbox menu. I hit start. I hit uninstall, and I haven't played it since.
And same thing. And you know me. You know I'm always like the guy like, oh, I just want to keep playing. I have fun playing. It's like let's try to be optimistic here and let's hope.
There's just too many games out there for me to enjoy. Yeah. That won't put me through that.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree with you.
Like, that game needs to earn... I played it for like 10 hours or more.
I would feel dirty playing that game again. But I want to.
But it's fun.
It is really fun. And now it would do what it needs to do. There's nothing else that was wrong with it, right? I mean, not in my opinion. I don't know what they've patched since then or if there's been any kind of DLC or anything like that, but not that I would buy it.
They're doing it because we have a long-term commitment with that game.
Do you?
5 months?
Do you have a long-term commitment with that game?
Do you have a long-term commitment now? Because, like, you didn't care about it when you released it with fucking NAT peer-to-peer servers. Like,
what is the long-term... How many people still play that game?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm trying to...
How strange.
New content continues to arrive for it, though. But you know what? That doesn't mean anything. Fucking Mafia 3 still has DLC coming out. I'm like, no one playing that game. That game was garbage.
Wow, yeah.
The story was really good. In fact, I'm thinking of like going on YouTube and seeing if I can find like all the cutscenes or something.
Just the movie? Mafia 3 the movie?
I'd be playing Mafia 3 and I'd be like, wow, this feels like 2002.
Really?
Oh my god, Mafia 3 was bad.
Because Mafia 2 was good.
So Mafia 3 It's not bad in the sense of like it wasn't working, though there were some technical glitches, like lighting and shit was really weird and like glitchy and like light. It was bad. That was actually one problem. But I didn't have a whole lot of glitches or technical hitches or frame rate drops or anything like that. Well, I didn't have that problem. But it was, I mean, I bet Mafia 2 played the same. And Mafia 2's old, dude. It came out like 05 or 06 or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it came out in like 2016. And, I mean, the AI was dumb as, I mean, it's like they never knew that GTA 5 came out. It felt really old.
Really?
Out, like, really antiquated stuff. Like, you do the same little missions over and over and over again.
Hey, go pick this thing up for me.
Well, and there's like, oh, they've got a cocaine stash here. Go take them out and take over the territory. And then you go and you do it, and it goes, you unlock the section of the city. Like, how many games like that have we played?
A lot.
The infamous games were like that.
I mean, take it back to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah, San Andreas. You're right. San Andreas was that. What was that other game that copied it at first? The first couple games were like serious. Saints Row. Before they went off the deep end.
Off the rails, which people still love.
It used to be like GTA style games, like the same thing. Like you conquer these sections of territory. It was exactly that thing. And
Saints Row was
the freaking people, like the AI, just walk around and they don't do anything. They're not reactive at all. Like it was just. Oh man, it was so boring.
If you bump into somebody, you'll have an entire dialogue with them.
I know.
If you don't say what they like, you'll fight them. They'll get into a fist fight with you. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
When that game came out, I remember them talking about how if you followed an AI around for an entire day, you would witness the life of an AI. Like, they would wake up and they would go to work.
Yeah.
And they would go get food on lunch and they would like hang out and go home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, dude.
I've been really wanting to play that too.
GTA 5, really?
Yeah. I don't care about the online at all.
Oh, okay. I was like, I own it. But, yeah, whatever.
I want to play the story.
Play the story, man.
I played it before.
Yeah.
Once.
Did you beat it?
I did.
Oh, okay, cool.
I did. I made the wrong choice.
Which wrong choice? Oh,
did you beat it?
So you didn't end up with the money? I did not beat it, but I watched somebody.
So it's not a spoiler for you if I tell you what happened?
I knew what happened. I mean, I know there's a way you can end up with a shitload of money.
Well, there's 3 options at the end of the story. Are you okay with spoiling?
Please, yeah,
okay.
I'm not going to beat it.
So, major spoilers for GTA 5 story. So when you get to the end, the FBI has been using you guys for like the last like quarter of the game. You're dealing with these crooked FBI guys. But then the FBI uses all that as evidence against you and they're going to come down on you basically. Mm-hmm. And like you have to choose as Franklin, like they're saying, look, you need to kill one of either Michael or Trevor because we won't be able to prosecute them or they have evidence against us or whatever. I don't really. It's been a long time. Mm-hmm. They make all 3 of you paranoid of each other.
Oh, yeah.
And you get, as Franklin, you get to make a choice. Do I kill Michael? Do I kill Trevor? Or do we run? And they make running seem like you're all going to die. And I was like, I like Franklin a lot. Yeah, I like Michael a lot too. So I was like,
you don't like
Trevor? Here's the thing. Trevor is a crazy character.
So crazy.
A great character.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if any of them need to die, it needs to be him.
Have you ever seen...
He's a piece of shit.
Stephen Ogg, like, doing interviews or anything? The guy who plays him?
The guy who plays him?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. I not to interrupt you, but he was on, like, a Comic-Con panel, and he like, acted out Trevor there, because he kind of looks like him.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he looks just like him. But he, like... A fan stood up and he's like, excuse me, Steven, could you tell me to go fuck myself as Trevor? And he's like, he kind of gets into character and he fucking starts shaking his head. And he gets angry and he stands up and he runs over to the guy and he's like, go fuck yourself, you fucking... And he just freaks out. Dude, it's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, he's an amazing character because he was brilliant from a game design perspective too because it gave you the outlet to be like, he really would drive down the sidewalk and run all these people over.
Oh, totally.
Because like that's a disconnect with like in GTA 4, you have Nico, who generally seems like at least a hinged person. He's not off the rails. Yeah, he's not a mass murderer.
The first time you kill somebody in that game, the first time you kill somebody in a cinematic in that game, he kind of covers his eyes.
And he's not like, but you can just then turn around and kill everyone in sight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is a disconnect from who he is in the story, and then suddenly you're driving down a sidewalk, killing all these.
Yeah, you have a lot of freedom.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's
that
GTA,
worked.
You know
but that worked for GTA. It's like I would do those crazy rampages with Trevor because Trevor would fucking do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, Trevor's gonna die because like the guy is just a loose cannon, anyways. So you do that. He dies in the most horrible of ways when you try.
Really?
He dies horrific.
Okay, please tell me.
I don't remember how he got there. It was an accident. You were shooting each other. He's like, you fucking betray me. You and Michael get together, and you're like, Trevor's got to go.
Really?
Yeah, because like the FBI has been like manipulating all of you, and like you make you paranoid. And like, look, if we're gonna survive this and not go to prison for life or get killed by these FBI guys, we gotta take out Trevor. Like that's our only option, and keep the money and all that stuff from the Big Bang heist and all that. So they go after Trevor, and you have this big chase, and it's this tragic thing, and you get him, you like shoot him in the leg or something, and he falls down, and he had like wrecked into this big. You had ended up in this big parking lot. And in the pursuing of your fight, there was a gas truck, and it had been fired on a couple of times, so it was leaking everywhere. And you didn't know that, and you're shooting, and one of the bullets skips and lights the gasoline, and Trevor Burr is immolated to death. Like, and he's like, wow, he's like Anakin. While he's on fire, he's like, fuck yeah!
He's shooting still?
No, he's just like riding on the ground, like, I fucking hate all
Jesus
It's
Christ.
horrible. I was like, oh, this is really bad. So then I learned later that if you pick run, it's successful, and you get out, all three of you, alive.
Do you get the money?
I don't know.
Oh.
I gotta play it again, though, because it's been... I played the original version on 360 back in 2013, and I beat it like 2 months after it came out, so that's the last time I played it. So I want to go back.
360? Really?
Yeah, I don't own it for Xbox One.
Yeah. I kind of want to play it too now.
Because we tried to play online, and it was horrible when it first started.
Oh, when it came out, it was garbage. Yeah.
So I had the same thing like 400. I'm like, no, fuck this. If they don't want me to play it, I won't play it.
Yep.
And I never came back to it.
And now it's one of the biggest online games.
I have no interest in it at all.
Yeah? It's a lot of fun, man.
I bet it's a fucking blast. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Like, I don't need another persistent game to just sink endless hours into. I've already got Diablo and Total Wars and Elder Scrolls Online and Skyrim. Like, I've got all these kind of games that are just evergreen, play whenever you want, no big deal, no rush, and like that's just yet another one that I would play.
Totally.
So. But at least GTA 5, like I could play it for like 40, 50 hours and it's done. It's like Horizon Zero Dawn length, basically.
Yeah.
So, and it kind of sounds fun. I haven't played a game like that in a while.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. So I don't know if I'll buy it or not. But I was thinking about it. I kind of want to play it. I don't even know how we came up with
what
GTA.
Are you particular about what console you play it on?
I'd rather play it on Xbox.
Because I own it for PlayStation 4. If you
I don't have a
PS4
right now, so
you don't.
No, I sold mine.
Did you?
Yeah, because I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy a Pro. Because I have a 4K TV now.
Oh well, I didn't know.
But I don't need a PlayStation until August 22nd. So I've got another month.
Till August 22nd.
Yeah, the next Uncharted game comes out.
Oh, right. Okay.
Legacy of the Lost or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna buy a PS4 before then.
Okay.
I don't know when. Probably not with this check.
Yeah, no.
I just
give it some time.
Yeah,
give it some time.
But I will buy a Pro at that point. They're selling. Oh, it's so cool. But I'm not gonna get it because Destiny 2. Did I tell you about my second Destiny 2 experience?
No, we talked.
We got time.
Yeah, we got time. Talk, please.
There's nothing you had on your mind you wanted to bring up.
No, not really. We touched on the Ubisoft thing.
Yeah, that was the main thing I saw that I cared about, and the Doomfist. We talked about that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you played Destiny since me and Kevin talked about it?
Yes.
Okay.
I played it with Doug.
Tell me what happened.
Doug and his little brother.
Okay.
Who's a cool kid, by the way.
Cool.
So at first, like, you get on there and he talks, you're like, oh god, he's a little kid.
Little kid, yeah.
But he's not very little. I think he's just like right. His voice should be dropping soon.
He can't help the voice.
Yeah.
he can't.
He
cool can't help it.
He's a cool little kid. And the three of us played, and we had an absolute fucking blast.
Really?
And I'm so mad about it. I'm so upset about
Interesting.
this. We played the strike, dude, and the strike was really hard. So, like, we got through the strike, and it was pretty cool, too. Like, it's a lot more interesting. So, it's this big outdoor area, and you're fighting through all these cliffs and stuff, and fighting all these reinforcements they're flying through. It's a lot more... There's a lot more going on in everything so far with Destiny. There's been, like, I feel like the production values are really a lot higher. There's ships coming in every direction. They're flying, they're landing guys. You're fighting, you're dying, you're healing, resurrecting them, all that. And then you get to this crazy point where it's like a big hole in the ground. There's a machine. It's like a mining machine. And it's like, there's like platforming Which I know that there was in like the raids or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
there's a lot of platforming. Really. They're like the higher level stuff, but they're kind of bringing that into the rest of the game.
Oh, cool.
So like there were these giant like rolling pin, spiky wheel things that were on different tiers, so high, a middle, and low.
Nice.
And you had to like double jump back and forth through, so you didn't get run over while being shot at.
Yeah.
We died a few times there. And then we made it through the bottom, down to this pit, and there was this ancient Vex machine there that we fought. And he was very bullet spongy. That's the one complaint I had about bosses. Hasn't changed too much with that. It's still very bullet spongy. You're just over and over.
Shooting for
Yeah, so that was definitely something that doesn't seem to have been addressed. However, what has been addressed is like what you're doing while you're shooting a bullet sponge. So instead of this static room, the floor drops, it like disintegrates the floor, and you drop onto a next floor that's totally different layout, and the boss has like different powers each floor, so it kind of feels almost like a Dark Souls thing, where you get to the boss to a certain level and they do different shit.
Yeah, they kind of
and
evolve.
Then you get their health down, they do different shit.
Like different evolutions of
Exactly. So that's kind of what's going on. And then the third floor, you fall down, you've only got like 25%, but it's this little island surrounded by like this electric liquid that kills you pretty quickly. And you're trying to, and the robot will come through and stomp on the ground and hit the ground, and it sends you flying into the electric, and then you got to get out of it before you die. And there's like, it's really hard.
Christ,
we died over and over and over, but it wasn't a thing where we were like, I'm done. We just kept playing, and then when we did it, we were like, yeah, we got him, we got him.
It does sound like there's a lot more going on in this game than there was in the first
game. There's more design, it seems, in the missions. Like, it wasn't just... I remember, like, the first game was just, like, a strike would just be like, okay, just go down this hallway.
Yeah.
Until you get to the boss.
Kind of kill these guys on the way, shoot the boss a lot. And then
it was like... So there was a lot more going on, like, other than just... It wasn't just corridors. Which I appreciated. Yeah. And then we played a bunch of Crucible. They kept playing a lot more than I did, but... Played a bunch of Crucible. It was a blast.
Really?
The 4-on-4 is way better than 6-on-6.
That's awesome, dude.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
Like, because what Crucible is all about is the shooter, and Destiny's never been a bad shooter.
No. That was never the complaint.
Still a really good shooter. Dude. And we had so much fun. And both of us are, like, kind of haters. He's like, dude, this game's going to suck. He kept saying that before he got it.
Yeah.
And afterwards, we were like, God, this is way too much fun.
That was going to be my question is, has your opinion changed on whether or not you'll buy this game day one?
No, I'm not going to buy it day one. I just can't. I can't do it. I feel like I would just be being really naive if I was doing it. However, I'm more open to picking it up at full price if all the reviews and all the articles I read talk about the things that I'm concerned about, and the whole game is like that beta. Then I would probably get it if I knew others were getting it. I won't play that game alone.
No.
Fuck no.
Yeah, that's fair.
The reason it was fun is because the three of us were struggling through that strike together. Yeah,
that's awesome, dude.
So if I had, like, if you and me and him or his brother or whatever played, I would play that.
That's awesome, dude.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to hear you had a better experience with it than when we first talked.
I'm a fan of co-op.
Yeah, totally.
So like as much as I like Overwatch, I think it's not because I dislike competitive multiplayer. It's that I just get really frustrated very quickly.
Totally.
Whereas like even if we're dying in co-op, it's just like I know that we can figure this out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we just figured out a system. Okay, when he's going to go down and stomp, you got to get back to this spot, take cover, run back out. We just came up with these strategies and they worked. As we figured them out and adapted to the situation.
Yeah.
It was a fucking blast, dude.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
So if it gets great reviews all over the place, I will probably pick it up like a week or two after it comes out.
When does it come out again?
September 8th, I think.
8th?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'd get it for Xbox.
A little bit of time? Yeah, of course. Shooters, always Xbox.
Yeah, shooters and multiplayer centric for me.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Xbox. Yeah. And then there are some things like, I mean, I mainly just migrated to Xbox pretty much for everything almost.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
I just like having all my stuff in
You're not
spot.
like going through mourning without your PS4, right? Like
No, I don't use my PS4 except for the fact that PS4 has vastly superior exclusives. It's my exclusive machine.
Yeah.
Like when Uncharted comes out, I can't wait for that. I'm buying it the second that it comes out.
That's awesome.
I'm not waiting. I'm gonna buy a physical copy because it's Uncharted.
Because it's Uncharted.
I own them all physically on the shelf. They're all on the shelf. I don't want. There's certain franchises I gotta buy physically.
Uncharted is so I might play through those again before this comes out.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I got the collection.
I don't have that.
1, 2, and 3.
I need to pick that
up. Lorena's borrowing it right now.
Oh, okay.
She's really into those. She was really into Tomb Raider.
Well, I know she didn't like the first one that much, and I told her, no one does.
No one really likes the first one.
Just play the second one.
You like it for the character introduction. That's all. That's the only reason you play it.
Yeah.
Second one, so good. Third one, so good.
Yeah, third one had some spots in it for me that I really didn't like.
Oh, really?
I hate the whole shipyard section. I think that's a bunch of fucking bullshit. When you're swimming and getting shot, and then you gotta like get up on the platforms, and they're like all in every direction. And I like sometimes Naughty Dog will push waves of troops for like 1 or 2 waves too long. Look, this is not fun anymore.
Well, that was number 1. They would keep going forever until you crossed a certain point.
Area, yeah.
So I don't know if I've told you it, but I've told the story before about how in number 1 I played it and I was killing enemies for an hour straight in one room, and I was like, when does this stop? And I was killing them, and I would run out of ammo. I'd punch him in the fucking face, take his gun, kill all his friends, and I just kept killing it for like an hour. And I was like, I looked it up. I was like, when does it end? And it turns out I had to walk past like this lamp that was in the room that I wasn't passing just to survive for my own strategy, and that's why they kept coming. So once I passed it, they stopped coming. I was like, what are you doing? Like, don't do that. That was ridiculous.
I'm just... 3 has too many moments where I'm just like, I've reached the point where I've gone from having fun to being frustrated.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I had that as often in 2. There's the big battle at the end of 2 in the city with the tanks and all that shit, with the guy with the RPGs.
It's crazy.
It gets crazy, but like I've always been able to get through that part.
2 is so good.
2 is amazing. I think 4 is my favorite.
4 is my favorite as well. I was just going to say that. 4
was masterful.
4 is amazing to me because of what it can do. Because that might be one of the best looking games ever made, and it runs almost perfectly on a PS4.
And it plays like butter. Like
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
No, I'd never had any lag issue, not lag, but like frame rate issues or nothing really.
Sure.
Nothing I would not expect on a console. You know what I mean? And like, funny story, when I lived where I lived at the time, there was no air conditioning, and I couldn't play it when I was there because my PS4 just wouldn't even try. It was too hot. I would turn it on, it would go and just shut off. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to Cassie's house. And I would take it over to her place and play it. But yeah, that game though, oh god. They really could extract a lot of power from the PlayStation 4. I was really impressed.
They did a great job. I mean, think about what they did with PS3 and The Last of Us. That was the very end of the PS3, and that game looked great on the PS3.
Yeah, fantastic.
I will say, if I got that collection, excuse me, got like an itch in my throat. If I got that collection, I would put it on easy.
Yeah,
I played them all on either normal or hard at this point. I played the original 3 on both normal and hard at this point, so I beat them all twice each. I'm not playing this anymore for the gameplay. It's never the best gameplay to begin with.
Yeah.
It's just for the characters. And
I mean, if you beat them twice, I don't even think you would need to go through again.
But I love them.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, if you
but I would just slap them onto easy and just roll through
them,
and just avoid the frustration. I think that's what I would do.
Yeah, I beat 1 and 2 on the hardest difficulty, whatever that is, just to get the platinum.
I didn't do that because you have to unlock the hardest one, right? Isn't there easy, normal, hard, and then impossible or whatever?
In the collection?
Oh, I don't know about the collection.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or there wasn't, or beating it on the hardest one wasn't part of the platinum, from what I remember.
Okay.
But I remember I beat it on that, and I got the platinum for the first 2. And then there's trophies to beat levels within a certain amount of time, and for those I went back and played on easy and just fucking Terminator through certain levels.
How do they look on PS4? The new ones?
Really good.
Or the old ones on the collection?
It's hard because there's only so much you could do to 1 without remastering it.
Yeah, 1 is old.
I mean, it's old. It's really old, and it almost felt weird playing it on a PS4 because you expect so much more from a PS4 game, and you have to remember that it's not a PS4
So
game.
it didn't do much?
No, I mean, okay, here's the thing. I never played them on PS3.
Okay.
Yeah, so to me it was a little bit of a different experience.
Because, I don't know if did they fix the water? That's what I don't know. The water looked like laundry lint in the first game.
It didn't look like laundry lint, so they probably fixed it.
It looked like someone had taken equal parts ocean water, as far as as much water as there is in the ocean. They sucked out half of it, and they poured milk in the rest of it.
Really?
That's how bad it looked in the first game.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
That's strange.
2006 or something.
Yeah, I mean, It looked on PS4 how I imagine.
Why don't like shit in Oblivion too?
Yeah, that's funny you said that. I was just gonna say how I would imagine Oblivion's gonna look on Xbox One when I undoubtedly play it.
It's weird that Oblivion looked like that though, because I remember Morrowind, as ugly as that game was, water looked really nice in that game. Yeah, even now.
I have to go back and look.
Even now, considering it's 2002, the water looks almost photorealistic at times. That's weird.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really strange. Like from the surface.
Interesting.
Like when you look down, there's like ripples and stuff. I don't know, it's weird. It's like it was like really detailed. Someone went all out.
The water guy did really well.
The water guy's like, I'm pushing the Xbox and PC to the limit.
That's where all the processing power went, was to the water.
But yeah, so I'm curious. I'd actually really like to see how those look on PS4. I might have to pick that up. I'll probably just pick that up digitally.
I could just let you borrow it. Oh, but if you want to own it, that's a totally different thing. Just
we'll see. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to go on sale at some point for like $10.
I'm sure. It probably already is.
So I would definitely play through those on easy again. Just to, like, it would be kind of fun to play through the 4th game on easy with auto-targeting.
Oh my god. Just murdering everybody. That game's a little bit longer than the other ones, though. Like,
that's why I would put it on easy with auto-targeting and just run things.
Is auto-targeting an option?
I think so,
you can just play it like a movie?
Yeah, exactly.
That's so... Oh god, that's awesome.
That's great. I love that they have like everything. Yeah. They have the absolute hardest if you want to do that. They have the absolute easiest if you want to do that.
Where you can literally just watch cutscenes and play a movie.
Oh yeah, and basically like the best parts of Uncharted for me are the climbing and the puzzling. Mm-hmm. I don't usually like puzzles in games.
Neither do I. Yeah,
but I like them in that game. They're clever and they're fun.
It wasn't the same thing over and over.
Yeah, and they're always in like this ridiculously beautiful like area, this ancient tomb with all those golden legs and shit. Like it's always really interesting shit.
Golden legs, all right,
crazy.
That's my new gamer tag. Golden legs.
Golden legs Mason?
Golden legs, a tree Mason. Golden tree.
A tree named Mason with golden legs. It's like
a tree golden named Long Mason.
Anytime like I'm on, it'll be like, bling, the whole length of my screen for your name.
It just gives dots. It says the beginning of the
tree
ETC.
with golden legs named Mason from Uncharted is online.
Overwatch.
Over Mason, Freemason 81.
Over Freemason 81 tree. Gold.
Well, that's an hour,
That's
sir.
an hour. That was
fun.
Yeah,
that was a good one. I don't know what we're doing now. Are you going home?
I got to take off. I got to help my sister with some grocery stuff.
Oh, shit.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right, man. Well, you go do groceries, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably go make some food for a thing I'm going to tonight. Dude.
Oh, you are going somewhere tonight?
Well, yeah, but not for very long. We'll be there at 6, probably like 6 to 9.
Couple hours.
Like that, yeah.
Cool. So. Yeah, dude, when you get home, I would love to hear your guys' you guys talk about Gears. So if you beat it, I'd like to have him back on
that'd be awesome.
Podcast.
Yeah,
you guys could talk
I will text him
because I've never played it. I've never anything. I've never watched anyone play it.
Any of the you played 2 and 3?
Oh no,
right?
I beat 1 through 3.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
4 I didn't because I heard it was so short and I didn't want to buy it.
It's good though
for how short it was.
Short but very sweet.
I also didn't have that cohort to play with, that companion, because I lived with my brother for 1, 2, and 3, and that's all we did.
You just split screen it.
Yeah, and it was amazing. But
fun times.
He's a little bit harder to get.
Hey, if Kevin refuses to play, then you can play with me.
Fuck yeah, I'll be your fucking bench pick. I'll be your rebound.
It's less to do with being a rebound and more to do with I bought it for
prior engagement. Totally, I'm totally.
It's something we've been talking about for a long time. So.
Years.
All right, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your week. This is Tuesday. This comes up Tuesday evening because we're Monday's Game of Thrones day now.
Yeah, happy post Game of Thrones. Yeah, hopefully it's good.
I'm sure it was a good episode.
Of course
so far this season seems to be great. So, but we will see you next Tuesday.
All right, later.
Later.